Rag framework in Indian classical music is said to be an ocean replete with mysteries and treasures. A Sangeet Sadhak committed to a circular triad of Taalim, Riyaaz, and Adaakaari gets a chance to experience these mysteries and treasures to bring them forth to their listeners. What is the relationship between Ragas and its Sadhak? What chemistry unfolds between them? What tapasya both have to endure, and what shape does it take in current times? To explore this subject and more, here is a conversation with Yashaswi Sirpotdar, a renowned vocalist with a Sangeet Sadhana of nearly 4 decades. Her melodious singing has been well received across India, including the prestigious Sawai Gandharva Music Festival. She carries forward the rich legacies of her Guru Smt Padmatai Talwalkar, a doyen of Hindustani Khyal music. Welcome Yashaswi to Wings Podcast.
Namaskar Milinji and hello everyone.
It's such a joy and an honor and a unique privilege for me and I think to all our listeners of today's episode to have somebody like you on the show and in conversation not just about you as a musician but you as Yashaswi, and to look at the inside and the outside world of Yashaswi Sirpotdar. So I'm excited. I'm a little nervous also because I haven't had a chance to have a conversation with somebody like you.
Same here with me because I'm doing for the first time as a podcast, and it's been a truly great experience for me today.
So why don't we begin this conversation with you reciting
Definitely.
a few notes of Indian classical music.
Sure.
And we will take the conversation from there.
Sure. Basically, I'm going to start our podcast recital with Rag Des, with little phrases and some intro of just a bandish. सखी घन गरजत अति घोरा रे पिया बिना मोहे कलना परत है पिया बिना मोहे कलना परत है निस दिन हूँ मन घेरा रे सखी घन गरजत अति घोरा रे Thank you.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है. You left me speechless on a podcast where I'm supposed to be in conversation with you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Yashaswi, for this wonderful, wonderful start. But whatever little I know of Indian classical music, and I come from the role of a rasika. I mean, I have been blessed to have got exposed to Hindustani Khyal music from my childhood days, thanks to my father. We used to live in Mumbai those days, and he was a member of the Dadar Matunga Cultural Club. And I'm talking of the 1980s, 1990s of Mumbai, when we would have a concert by Pandit Jitendra Abhisheki with just 40-50 people in audience. And I distinctly remember as a child of probably 10 or 12 years old, when I heard Pandit Bhimsen Joshi 10 feet away.
Oh, wow.
And there were not even 100 people in the audience. Now, whatever little I know of Indian classical music, I believe there are two very important words or phrases which I am told are the foundations for any classical music performer, be it a vocalist or an instrumentalist. That is Taalim and Riyaaz.
True.
I mean, my understanding of Taalim is a very disciplined way of acquiring musical lessons.
Yes.
And Riyaaz is just diligent, religious practice.
Correct.
So what we just heard, these few opening notes of Ragdes, wouldn't have been possible without a lot of Taalim and Riyaaz.
Definitely not. Means it requires, to understand the rag first, the note first, the swar first. It starts with the tanpura first, I can say, because it all comes from tanpura, because it is already there in nature, because means of course it gives you to sit steadily first, means of course it all comes from Guru, and for that matter you require the Guru to show you the directions to how to see the swar, how to get the swar, how to get it in a very natural way, and that's how the journey starts. Means the rag and the raginis, then they all comes afterwards, but the swar, the tanpura, the nature, the sound of nature, because all swars are there in nature, it's not man-made thing. So Guru teaches you how to see to it, how to listen to the tanpura, how to tackle the tanpura, that's how the journey starts, as a Taalim starts. You said it.
So when and how did the first introduction to music happen to you?
Actually, my journey started at the age of 2.5.
Oh.
Yes, because I'll first introduce my family. My Aji, my father's mother, she was the background from Kirloskar company, Kirloskar Natak company, and she learned with the legendary Pandita late Maniktai Verma, and they both learned together that time. And afterwards she got married, and afterwards she didn't pursue. She didn't allow to do this, to pursue that art after her marriage. And when I was small, she started teaching me harmonium first. And at the age of 2.5, I performed for the first time.
My goodness.
Yes, it was my first performance on harmonium, playing Madhukara Vanavana Natya Sangeet and Janaganamana with singing. And I still remember that she used to sit on stage with me playing bhatya because my hand was short.
Yes.
And people used to see only harmonium and Aji. They couldn't see me that time.
Yes.
So it happened like that. And that time she noticed while playing harmonium, I started singing very in nice swar, or in nice position of swar. So she thought that she has to give the proper talim, not class, proper talim from proper guru. Then Padmatai was there in Goregaon. We used to stay in Goregaon East, and she used to stay in Goregaon West. That was my luck. You can say my luck. That she was there.
That is the legendary Padmatai Talwalkar.
Yes, yes.
My goodness. I have been fortunate to have attended one of her concerts in Dadar Matunga Cultural Club.
Yeah.
Without knowing who is Padmatai.
Yeah.
And anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you.
So one fine day, she told me that we are going to Padmatai. She's your aunt, means my aunt is. And I'm going to ask her whether she's ready to teach me at this age, at the age of 5. And we both went there, and we asked Padmatai that, means I'm learning from my Aji, and I don't know what I sang there. And she said yes. So it was like happened so smoothly at that age, because there was no audition, nothing happened. And because she accepted, okay, she's small, no, I should say yes. So she accepted me at that age of 5. And that's how it started. My music Taalim started at Padmatai.
If I were to say that if your Aji were to come alive right now in this room,
Yes, yeah,
and say to you,
yeah,
Yashaswi, I heard you for the first time when you were 2.5.
yeah,
You've come a long way.
yeah.
I would like to listen to you right now. What would you like to sing to her right now?
Oh,
If I can request you to,
definitely.
as a tribute to your first guru, to your Aji.
Definitely. I would like to sing, of course, whenever I enter in music, I come with Rag Yaman. Sakhi yeri aali pila bina, sakhi kalana parata mohe ghadi palachin din, kalana parata mohe ghadi palachin din, yeri aali pila bina. सखी जब से पिया परदेस गावन कीनो, रतिया कटत मोहे तारे गिन गिन, ये रियाली पिया बिना.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है, क्या बात है. What an awesome tribute to your first guru. And then you had Padmatai.
Yes.
who came in your life as your
Yes. At age of 5.
at the age of 5.
Yes.
You are a blessed
Means
person.
now I can mention that nowadays we all know who is going to teach me. We can see in social media.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
his or her background. Everything we know on screen. We can see what our guru is doing, and what is his background, and what is his CV and resume. Our guru. I was so lucky because Padmatai came in my life in a very transparent way as a guru.
Did you know who she was?
Actually, no. Actually, I was so small to understand all kind of things. The guru concept actually, it was so big concept for me at that age, and it happened so smoothly that I, very easily. Having my guru and having my classes started, and it was going so easily. I know it makes me so comfortable. Firstly, if now I realize, if I must have noticed that, yeah, she's big artist and she has that kind of so-called background and so-called aura of classical music, मैं उनके सामने बैठ भी नहीं सकती थी. मीन्स उनको देखना तो छोड़ो, मैं उनके सामने बैठ भी नहीं सकती थी, ये मुझे पता होता था.
Correct.
But I was so blank at that age. I was so innocent to understand who is she. And Aji used to tell me that you are going to sit and you have to obey all the matter what she is giving you, and you have to accept as it is. Don't argue anything. Don't ask any questions in front of Padmatai.
No, interesting you say this, because this connects me to this beautiful thought which I read in Buddhism.
Mm-hmm.
The concept of the beginner's mind. And what it says is, it's a state of mind which is totally blank, accepting everything, rejecting nothing, and simply surrendering oneself to what is coming your way.
Correct.
Was the experience with Padmatai something like that?
When I started learning from her, she used to tell me most of the time, because I was so small in my classroom, the others were at the age of beyond 30, 35, 40, and I was just 5 or 6.
Goodness. So
she used to tell me, you just sit and listen today. It happened most of the time. And I just remember nowadays, I used to sing Yaman Aroha Avroha for 6 months, only Aroha Avroha in Sargam and Akar. I used to, means I was not alone. Everyone used to go with that process only. And I was wondering one day, and I told Padmatai, by the time she had told me or taught me some bandishes of Bhoob and Yaman. And one fine day I told her, now I realize how could I done this. I told Padmatai, I knew this bandish. I'm done with that bandish. Now you can teach me something new.
Okay.
So it was so risky nowadays. I'm thinking on that note again and again. How could I ask her, or how could I tell her like this at that age? Because I was so innocent to ask my guru. I was not aware who she is, how old she is, how big she is, and why I'm telling her that I'm done with the bandish and you can tell me or you can teach me the new one. And it happened every time, again and again. And one day she get, बहुत चिढ़ गई मेरे से, और वो बोली कि मैं नहीं सिखाने वाली तुमको, आपको रोज नया चाहिए. रोज नया मेनू चाहिए आपको. ये होने वाला नहीं है. You have to stick with one.
Correct.
And repeat it, and unless and until you are not doing it, I'm there to tell you, repeat it again. So ये जो मामला था मेरे एज का और उनके एज का, it happened very naturally. And
Yeah, I mean, as they say, one of the significant features of a beginner's mind is innocence.
yes,
And you used that word a little
Yes,
while ago.
yes.
It's a state where once it's said that you don't know that you don't know.
wow,
And but your association with Padmatai was for many years. I think you
Yes.
went on accompanying her on several concerts.
correct.
How was that experience?
When I was in seventh or eighth standard, I started accompanying her from the home concert to the theatre concert. I can say more than 250 concert.
My goodness.
And it was such a great experience, as a learning experience, to sitting in front of Padmatai taking Taalim and sitting back as a vocal support with Padmatai, observing her, what she does at the time of program, at the time of concert, how she tackles the scenario of that stage, how she handled the stage, how she commands over the swar, how she handled the audience. You know, that kind of learning is so beautiful. And now I really wonder how the journey went well. It was, she used to tell me, you have to see to me for 3 hours. You have to observe me, nothing else. And what happens that time, when I used to sit with her, and when any artist is there as in audience, I used to see that her on here. Okay, he is coming, or she is coming, attended the concert, and suddenly she used to tell me, yeah, pancham lagao, shadash lagao. So I used to get stuck in between. So that was her training to train me, and in front of audience she used to ask me for the phrases and whole avartan what she did that time.
Okay.
The whole avartan.
Okay.
Repeat that whole avartan, or sing proper pancham. You have to not go beyond pancham. If I'm going beyond pancham or dhaivat,
Correct.
I was not in that condition to observe her. So of course that age, teenage,
Yes.
that matters. Whenever I'm learning with Padmatai, she used to scold me that time on stage. And afterwards, whenever I'm doing great as a swar point of view or support point of view, she used to praise me also, or giving compliments on stage.
Of course. I mean, that's the sign of
So basically
greatness.
it was a great learning point of view when you are sitting with your guru as a vocal support. You should be very much attentive what she's doing and how much she's serious what she's doing. She's not entertaining people, or she's not doing, means she's enjoying, but she's very much into that mode of, as a musician, involving that rag or telling the story of her thought process.
Did you experience any aha moments, wow moments as a vocal support to Padmatai sitting behind?
Yeah.
Any particular incident that you recall, or anything, any avartan she took, and you knew the raga, but then the way she presented it,
Yeah,
it kind
yeah,
of shocked you and surprised you like anything.
Yeah. Most of the time, I didn't know that rag. Sometimes I used to ask Padmatai, which raga you are going to perform today, because I'm there as vocal support.
Oh, it was not
It
told
was
in
not
advance to
planned.
you?
No, not at
okay,
all.
okay.
Sometimes it happens. She used to tell me, yeah, I'm going to present this rag. And these are the planning of that our concerts. But not every time. But sometimes I used to follow the notes, what she's doing, and copy that notes as it is, if I'm not doing that raga, I'm not aware of that raga, I've not learned that raga properly, but I have to be very much attentive what she's doing as a phrasing point of view. And she always demands from me that you should be very much attentive whenever I'm taking any phrase or swar or any bandish. You had to copy as it is.
Can we have a little example right now
Sure.
of as if Padmatai is presenting a phrase
Yeah.
and then follow it up
Yeah.
with you presenting the same phrase
Yeah.
as a beginner, as a learner, as a student of her.
Yeah. Definitely.
Can we have
Sure,
an example
sure,
right
sure.
now?
Definitely. Yes, I can show you the difference between my rawness and her perfectionism.
Yes, that's the whole idea. No, I would. Okay, let me put it this way: the curiosity I have is not so much about the perfection of Padmatai's singing, but the rawness
Yeah,
and the struggle
and
that
the
an
struggle and the
accompanying
innocence while tackling that bandish or phrase.
that an accompanying
Correct.
artist goes through, which is what young Yashaswi went through.
Definitely.
Let's have that.
I'm trying my best.
Good. Love to hear
If
this.
Padmatai is there to sing, how she will sing? I'm trying my best. Apologize. जब से तुम्हें सन लागली, जब से तुम्हें सन लागली, जब से तुम्हें सन लागली, जब से तुम्हें सनला. If I am going to accompany Padmatai, जब से तुम्हें सनला, जब से तुम्हें सनला.
You know, this is so subtle.
Yeah.
You know, for an audience or for a listener.
Yeah.
Of course, they come for the main performing artist, in which case it's Padmatai. And then there are these two people behind her on Tanpura accompanying her, let's say one being you.
Yeah.
And there's this interesting give and take that is happening between the Guru and Shishya.
Correct.
And I guess it gets repeated performance after performance, concert after concert.
Yes.
And it goes on for years, I guess.
Yes, definitely.
When does the Guru realize that the student is ready to move from sitting behind to coming up onto the stage?
I think
Or let me put it this way.
no, I can say it because when it happens with if you are learning from one guru for so many years, that sahavas matters a lot. Means through sahavas, shishya can understand what guru wants.
थोड़ा खुल के बताएंगी?
Sometime it happened like when she's performing on the stage and one phrase is going on and I can totally understand what is coming next.
Oh, okay.
So that is the situation as a learning point of view, as a listener point of view, as a student point of view. But when I'm singing and she's listening, that she recollects or she understands, yeah, that's what I want from you. That's what I taught you to how to absorb it, and then you should be the what you call that paper which absorb each and every moment, each and every
The
sword.
blotting paper.
Blotting paper. That's the condition. If Guru is getting that condition as a shishya, that you are now in that position as a blotting paper, and you are putting in a very nice way, as a decent manner, as a music.
Correct.
so that she or he can get to know that is the time has come to go on stage and have performance.
So synonymous to the state of parents, I guess, who are so unsure whether their child has grown up. As parents, you always believe that your child is still a child, but then things don't stop. People grow,
Yes.
and this whole when am I ready, or I am now ready to perform by myself. How did that realization happen to you? What do you recall those moments when there was this internal dialogue that was going on within you? Am I ready? Am I not ready? I think I'm ready. Or are you ever ready is the question.
I can say it's an ongoing process.
Okay.
Means I feel still I'm in raw position.
Okay.
Because I'm always see myself sitting in front of my guru.
Yes.
Whenever I am on stage also, guru is always there with me.
Correct.
Or in front of me. I imagine that
Correct.
she's with me or she's sitting in front of me and observing that whatever I'm doing is right or wrong. Even though I'm as an artist, I'm going to perform on stage, I feel like she's there. So that bonding, that feel always keeps you alive as a musician, as a student, as an artist, to keep yourself as a musician pure. Or sometimes, psychological, mental, physical, confidence also tells you that yes, I can do it now, or I can try it now.
Is there an element of risk here?
Definitely.
Are you taking a risk as an artist?
Definitely, is always the risk. Miss, whenever you are singing is a risk. Whenever you are singing with Tanpura, listening Tanpura and have that first note of Sa is a risk, because it's a great aura, or you can say the great powerful thing of Sa, the room of Sa, and you are entering in a very short information you are entering, and as if you are showing, yeah, I have full information of that Sa. If you are on stage, you have to sit like that. Yeah, I have full information of that Sa. Means you are taking that risk and showing to the audience that I have that stuff to show to you, but inside you are still feel conscious. You are searching inside.
So you have to present a very confident posture
Yes.
in front of an audience.
Yes.
And yet internally you know how
Yes.
vulnerable you are,
Definitely.
how much struggle you are going through.
Definitely.
So this transition from a world where almost 100% of the time it is Taalim and Riyaaz, Taalim and Riyaaz, Taalim and Riyaaz. And at some point in time, you take a call that I think I'm ready, and you get into the world of Peshkash or Adaakaari
True.
or performance. How was that phase for you? The first set of performances that you gave, what sort of experiences did it give you?
I started performing at the age of when I was in 16 or 17. I still remember the incidents that one organization called me to have your concert in their so-called organization, small organization, and I accepted. And after 2-3 days, I told Padmatai that I'm going to perform there. So she told me that you didn't ask me. No, you should not perform there. You should not take that program as a concert. You should ask me first, and then you have to take the concert. Means it happened before also, but in some phase I forgot to concern her as a guru, or telling. I totally missed to tell that yeah, I'm going to perform in so-called organization.
It was an innocent mistake.
Exactly. and I didn't do it purposely.
Of course.
It happened so naturally, and she told me, yeah, you have to tell them and just cancel that concert. You are not going to perform that concert. So that time I realized she is so serious about my concert. Of course, I was so enthused about my concert, but she is so serious about my concert as a student, because her responsibility that people will ask, oh, your student is going to perform, and oh, she performs okay. No, that sentence she will get to hurt her, and that should not happen with her in case. So she told me that you are going to cancel that concert, and you tell that organization that sorry, by mistake and I told you, but I'm not going to perform this time, I'll perform next time. So it happened one day, and all of a sudden it gave me that punch. Oh my god, what I done, it should not be done. Next time I should ask Padmati each and every concert whether I should accept it or not. So as an invitation, I was so happy as a free bird. Yes, I'm going to perform. But from her side, it was not like that.
Yes.
And that incident took me at certain different kind of plane, I can say, or level, to think better whenever you are going to stay on stage, or whenever you are going to perform. You have to think again and again whether you are ready to perform in all sense, mentally, physically, psychologically, technically. You have to think of yourself whether you are ready. Just ask yourself, and you have to ask your guru, and then confirm the program. One incident I have to mention there, that I still remember that Guru Purnima. It was such a beautiful day for me. I performed in Pandit Suresh Talwalkar ji's Guru Purnima long back, when I was in 17 or 18, must be. It was a morning concert at Brahman Sangha, Girgaon.
Yes.
And it was a so small hall, and I sang Miyaki Tori for 1 hour, and so went so well. And in audience there were Pandit Sureshji was there, Panditnath Nageshkar Guruji was there, Pandit Firoz Dasturji was there, Padmatai was there, and I was so happy that I performed at my level best. Of course, I felt nervous before went there. That time my Aji was there, and she said to Padmatai, yeah, I'm so happy today that your student is doing so well and she performed so well, and we are so happy as a family that we have such a great guru.
Do you recall the Miyaki Todi Bandish that you presented that day?
Definitely.
Can we have that?
Definitely.
As a tribute to
Sure.
the great legendary Padmatai.
Sure. जिन मारो मोरे अंगवा लग जाए रे लंगर का करे जिन मारो लंगर का करे जिन मारो हो मोरे अंगवा लग जा रे काय करे.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है. I mean, this beauty of Raga Sangeet in Indian classical music is so mesmerizing.
Yeah.
Where beyond the rag structure and the grammar and the science and the technique, fundamental to the presentation of rag, whatever little I have understood as a rasika, is to evoke human emotions.
True.
I mean, as you were presenting Miya Ki Thodi, I could see something different happening with me,
Yes.
in me. Unlike the Yaman that you sang a
Yes.
little while ago, and very different with the Desi you started.
Yeah.
So in Rag Sangeet, I mean, you are a student, you are a performer, you are a musician by your own right. Can I ask you, what is the relationship between a rag and the musician or the singer? What happens between the two of you?
It is written somewhere else. I still remember that lines. I just want to share with you that it is written over there that the person of ragas. You know, every rag is a distinct personality.
हर राग का एक स्वभाव होता है.
Yes, हर राग एक character होता है. And every ragas has its own do's and don'ts. You know, they have mentioned 4 stages of relations of musicians and the ragas. You know, whenever if you're as a beginner, if you are learning any kind of ragas, you're just entering in a new room, you know, so it would become means it always it forgives and absorbs your mistakes whenever you are entering first time in the room as a rag.
Like a compassionate parent.
Correct. The second position, if you are learning ahead for in deep, you get to know the knowledge, information, certain aspects of that raga elements, ornamentative things, or the tackling. You get to know that rag becomes your friend in next stage. Sakha.
Okay.
As a musician, we feel that in second stage, he or she become my friend.
A sakha or a sakhi.
Sakhi. Because I'm more friendly with her or him. Because I knew him. I can say, no, when I'm getting someone else and I'm having chat,
Yes.
I'll get to know how you are, who you are. As an information level, I get to know in deep that person. So it becomes your friend in next stage. And you get to know how to tackle that friend. How to say hi and hello every day with that friend. When you go ahead, you are if you are studying one particular ragas for so many years or decades, it happens like, oh my God, I cannot live without you. I cannot stay without you. It's unavoidable thing for you afterwards. You connect with emotions physically, emotionally, psychologically, technically. You always think about that rag every day, every moment, you know. You are totally with him or her. So it becomes your life partner.
So from a sakha or a sakhi, would it be fair to say that the relationship shifts to a prana sakha and a prana sakhi?
Definitely. That transition we can feel as a musician.
Is there a state where
This is the last stage.
Is there a stage where the singer and the rag merge?
Of course, definitely. It's the climax stage.
As if there are no two.
Definitely. No, I can say it's the last stage musicians becomes the parents of that rag.
Wow.
It holds that his or her hand. He loves, or he sings with that affectionate aspect. He sings with the very caring aspect. He performed with the what utmost lovable atmosphere which raga requires, which raga demands. I think
You are reminding me right now, Yashasvi, of this beautiful couplet from Kabir.
Yeah.
Here Kabir ji says, Prem gali ati sakri, tame do na samaye.
Wow, wow, wow.
The road or the lane or the gully of love is so small
Yeah.
that there is no place for two.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Lovely.
And I was listening to a bandish in Rag Marwa yesterday,
Oh,
and that's one rag that mesmerizes me.
so true.
And this whole four stage of relationship between the musician and the rag, where the two becomes one through phases of relationship, of parenting, friends, a lover,
Yeah.
and
again,
the two
parents.
becoming one.
Yeah,
I mean, the Rag Marwa, according to me, is one of my favorites, and at least the Aro and Auro of those. And I think we are recording this conversation, Yashasvi, at a time
yeah.
which I'm told is best for Rag Marwa.
Definitely.
The Din Ka Aakhri Praher.
So true. So true.
Can I make a request to you?
We'll try. So difficult to sing along with the talk show.
I don't know whether this is a talk show. I don't know whether this podcast conversation should be a conversation or should be
The mahfil.
just a mehfil with you.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So as I told you at the beginning of this conversation, I'm a nervous person right now.
Same here. Same here.
And the restlessness,
Yeah.
I am told, is the primary feature of Marwa notes. It is meant to make you restless.
I can say restless is a beauty of Marwa.
Can you say more?
Every rag demands its own demands. You know, Marwa as a person, if I'm taking as a person, he's very serious about whatever he is doing or about his thoughts. Not only he is serious, but he's so firm. Whatever he is doing, and he's enjoying that firmness or his seriousness. Or that seriousness is not as a seriousness, but the tranquility. It gives you the enjoyment also, not a depression moment. Means sometimes when I was in that position of learning Marwa, every time I got in that depressed moment, no, I'm not going to sing that Marwa again and again. I'm not able to handle it very properly. I was not the right person to handle it, that person, as a rag or as a person. But now I understand that seriousness becomes its beauty. That seriousness becomes it's the ceremony of that rag. It's the celebration of that rag, and you have to accept it as it is. And that condition, when I apply in my thought process, I started enjoying that thing as a rag, or I become very friendly with that rag.
And I read somewhere, Yashaswi, that this restlessness
Yeah.
of Marwa, the very fact that it has to be performed as the last rag in the last prayer of the
Din
day,
ka prayer.
Din ka
Correct.
prayer,
Correct.
is only as a preparation to get on to the first raga to be sung at the beginning of the night time,
True.
which is the Kalyan rags.
Correct. It's a celebration moment. Before that it happens.
So, to get into Kalyan,
Transition.
to transition into Kalyan, there seems to be a necessity to be restless with Marwa.
True. True.
And these are the emotions at a very deeper level.
True.
This Raga Sangeet engages us with. And something that you wrote very beautifully, a very beautiful line you wrote to me as we were preparing ourselves for this podcast, where you said, and I quote you,
Yeah.
saying that music should be your own conversation,
Yeah.
scripted by your own thoughts and feelings.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
थोड़ा इसको खुलकर बताएंगी? Can you elaborate?
Whenever I'm doing my Riyaaz or whenever I'm performing on stage, whenever I'm there with my music, I can say my music. You know, when I'm there with my music, it becomes my own property, I can say.
It's my todi, it's my
It's
Marwa.
exactly. You owned it. You owned it because, you know, I truly love it as a music. As a person, I'm truly involved in that person, or as a character, as the personality of that rag. And I truly enjoys whatever he wants. I'm there with you. That kind of conditions applies with me. I always think that whenever I'm doing my music, as I said, it should be a good dialogue. Means whenever I'm there to perform my music and someone is sitting and listening to me, I should be in that position to convey my thoughts in a very good process, with good story. So music shows that how much you are involved in that aura of that person through dialogues, through story. So I can say if my storytelling or the conveying music or my dialogue, if it is strong or it is soothing or if it is transparent or it is so pure as a soul, then only I could be a good musician or as a good storyteller or as a human being also, as a good human being and as a good musician, I can say. So that this is my thoughts, means maybe it must be very small, what you can say, मेरा जग बहुत ही छोटा है ये सब कहने के लिए, लेकिन जो भी है वो मेरा है.
Beautiful.
जो भी है वो मेरे विचारों से बाहर निकल रहा है. मुझे लगता है कि जो भी है उससे मैं प्यार करती हूँ और उससे मैं बहुत चाहना चाहती हूँ. दैट कशिश शुड ऑलवेज देयर व्हेनेवर यू आर ट्राइंग अ गुड म्यूजिक.
प्रेम गली अति साकरी तामे दो न समाए. Merge is the word, I guess, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
But Hindustani classical music is also called Khyal music. Khyal, the Persian word, loosely translated in English would mean imagination.
True.
Which means within the broad, strict structure or a framework
Yes.
of a rag. As a musician, as a performer, you have to present a bandish or a recital. But there is tremendous freedom, I'm told, that a singer like you enjoys whilst presenting the rag in all its facets. Where does the process of, and how does the process of spontaneity happen here? Because I'm sure it is not all rehearsed. It is impossible. I mean, I would like to believe that for the next 30 minutes, if you were to sing Yaman Kalyan for us, and then we take a 15-minute pause and we say, we request you once again, Yashaswi, please present the same Yaman Kalyan exactly the way you presented. I don't think it will be possible.
It's not possible. It's not possible.
Something changes.
You cannot save it. You cannot repeat it.
It's a creation in the moment.
Of course, of course. You cannot preserve it. I think it's so sad thing. I always mention that thing whenever I perform. If I'm performed yesterday and if महफिल has बहुत अच्छी तरह से महफिल बनी है, उसका कुछ अच्छी बात बनी है कल के प्रोग्राम में, so I cannot repeat that thing again in the next day. Means actually I was there sitting performing that rag, same bandish, and I'm repeating that thing again in the next moment or next day. I'm not able to carry it. I'm not able to have it as it is. I'm vacant. I feel like I'm vacant. Means that I think that I had to share every moment whenever I'm going on stage. I feel very vacant. And I'm sitting on stage, I feel also that time vacant only. But still my sadhana or Riyaaz or whatever Guru taught me for so many years, that helped me that moment. And I managed that 2 or 3 hours program very well. And when I'm getting back or getting down from the stairs, I again feel that I'm again vacant. What I've done, I was not there to perform. I feel very empty. I feel very vacant because I'm damn sure that I was not there performing as a person. Someone else is there. Through me as a mediator, I'm performing. The power is different. The power is something else. I was not there.
Does the power go blank all of a sudden, like a power outage?
Yes,
when we have electricity failure,
it happened with
you
me.
you
one
go
time.
on stage with a lot of preparation and then suddenly things go
Yes.
blank even after years of performance?
Yes, it can happen. It happened with me one time when I was performing in Bangalore. I still remember that atmosphere, that auditorium, when I was sitting in the green room. I was performing that Rag Shri with my accompanist, and I was enjoying in the green room. And after 5 minutes, the organizers come and they told, yeah, now the moment that you are to ready for the stage and have a sound check and start performing. When the curtain opened, I got blank. I totally got blank, and I was not aware that what raga. Yes, I was aware that Rakshri, that words was there in front of my eyes, but I was not aware what was the ascending and descending patterns of that rag, or how that rag goes, how I'm going to describe that rag for 1 hour. I was so blanked. So for 15 minutes I was just playing Tanpura and keeping my eyes closed and searching inside me to search that rag. Slowly, if you get blank in front of audience, so much risky moment you can feel that time, and you are just not capable to sing a line. If you are singing any kind of songs like orchestrations, or some other can share the stage. If we are sitting alone on stage with our accompanists, how can I share the stage?
Correct.
Everybody was looking at me.
Nobody to give you any cues.
No, nobody. And how can I tell harmony player, please just start with your playing and I'll just join you? No, that is not a situation.
You have to do the shadaj first.
Exactly. I was the opening batsman that
Yes.
time. So it happened with me also. And after 15 minutes, slowly I entered in that Shri room and slowly introduced myself. Okay, that Ray is prominently sung in that Shri. And okay, re pa re ma pa da dha ma ga re pa re. That immediately recollects me, oh, I'm going to sing that. So it was every time as a risk point whenever you are on stage.
This Bangalore concert that you just mentioned, if I could ask you, how many people were there in the audience?
Must be 300 to 400 around.
Now the question I have over here, Yashaswi, that with changing times, the nature of audience is also changing.
Absolutely.
And what is happening to the relationship
Yes.
between the singer or the performer on stage and the audiences in the times that we live today? How do you see that?
जब भी हम स्टेज पे बैठते थे होम कॉन्सर्ट के लिए, तो बातचीत होती थी गाने की. मीन्स व्हेन वी आर सिंगिंग एंड द गिव एंड टेक वर हैपनिंग विथ us and the audience, Shrota. So that leads to our performance also. Means audience at the time of they are listening to you, they are watching you, each and every nerves of your faces, or you can say they can feel what is happening on your face, the physic, the emotions, the flavor of that rag. They could watch in a very short distance. But now it is happening as an event when the gap is too big.
Yes.
And we are watching the artist as a TV screen. How can you enjoy the music? You are watching. Unless and until you close your eyes, you cannot enjoy the music aspect.
Is there a way, despite this current setting, to make the musical experiences as intimate as it can be?
I think music is an art which will happen only in small baithaks.
Small baithaks.
Baithaks means like it's like a home concert scenario. You can find the purity or soul of music because you actually converse with each other. I think so, Because if there is no conversation happening between both of them, like from artist to the student or to the audience or shrota, how you will fill up that gap of conversation or storytelling? Because artist is there to have that dialogue. If the dialogue is good, the music will good, and definitely it will convert into the healthy music.
I mean, what are your preferred settings
Yeah.
when you have to, let's say, balance the art and the commerce?
See, if you are sitting in front of audience in a small baitak, you can see each and every face. Means whenever you are singing, what is happening on others' faces? Someone is happy, someone is crying, someone is so surprised, someone is listening so carefully. But if you are sitting on the stage in the theater, you cannot see each other's faces.
Of course, and there are these big lights on you.
Exactly, we are the celebrity, so we are into that music, but we feel like a stardom. We feel like actor, but I think we don't feel like I am a musician.
And I also want to, look at the other side, just as the changing reality of the relationship between the singer or the performer and the audience in today's times. How is the relationship between the teacher and the student, the Guru Shishya? Because, earlier in a conversation you spoke about how you would spend 6 months with
Yes.
Padmatai just
Yes.
reciting Yaman.
Yes.
Or there would be times she would say, you just listen, you don't do anything else.
Yes. Yes.
And then you use the word called sahvas.
Yes. Yes.
How is all that happening in today's times when you are a teacher and you have your own students coming to your home to learn?
When I recollect those days when I was learning with Padmatai in a very small age, and when I was there with 6 months with Yaman, I think this is the process. You understand the Guru. This is the process. Guru understand who is sitting in front of, and he is keenly interested, or he or she keenly serious about whatever I'm teaching you, or both are into that moment to search that typical rag or yaman or any kind of rag track. These situations, it's a bond of three of us, like Guru, Shishya, and that rag. It's a conversation of three. It's not just a conversation of two.
Now, that would obviously take place in the earlier years in a very small, intimate setting.
Yeah.
But in today's time, music is learned where young students,
Yeah.
they come on their two-wheeler, traveling 15, 18, 20
True,
kilometers
true.
In traffic,
Yeah.
and they are tired by the time they reach
True.
the guru's home. And of course, these days there is this new possibility of online, internet-based classes.
Right.
So where is the give and take of music learning? The Taalim, how is that changing in today's time?
Right. Today's generation, that is, both are struggling because the life has changed, scenario has changed, the lifestyle has changed. Everyone has a different kind of circumstances to have that type of anukul situation. Anyone don't have that anukul situation. So we are struggling to have that, in search of that good guru, or guru is also searching in a good disciple or the student.
And a good setting.
Exactly. And they are not sure about the practicality, the financial position, the physique, and the family support. There are so many aspects matters for their growth as a guru also and the student also.
There is a beautiful book titled Trying Not to Try,
Okay.
written by Professor Edward Slingerland from the University of British Columbia. He teaches Chinese philosophy.
Oh.
He's a Canadian, but for the last 40 years he's been teaching Chinese thought
Okay.
in his course.
Oh.
And he's written this beautiful book called Trying not to try.
Wow.
The art of effortlessness
Wow.
and spontaneity.
Wow.
Which I guess this trying not to try, in India, in any language that you go, colloquial Marathi, Hindi, Gujarati, I'm sure South Indian languages also, there would be a phrase for this words called Sahaj Sthiti. How important is Sahaj Sthiti for a musician or a performer like you when you are on the stage?
I think from the beginning point of view, that should be our aim, to get in the easiest manner, or be comfortable whatever you are tackling, or whichever you like. You should be very much comfortable to telling the story, or being with any kind of unknown person also as a rag. I feel that whenever you are in that process of doing Riyaaz, someone asks me, what comes first? The technique come first or the emotions come first? So I immediately answer, always the technique come first, because we are not aware how to handle that machine, or how to handle that rag, how to handle that person. So always technique come first. But while tackling the techniques, you get involved in that technique, you get involved in that person, you involved in that scenario or situation, and that emotions comes along with that. You are not taking separate efforts for making your emotions perfect. It happens naturally, right?
Correct.
So I think that sahajata comes very sahaj.
So even one doesn't have to take effort to be effortless.
Yes.
Even that has to happen
Of course,
effortless.
it depends how much you are involved, how much time you are giving to that thing. So many legends have spent their whole life, not decades, whole life, to understand the rag, not to sing, to understand the person of that yaman or bhoop. These are the universal ragas. I can say that these are all the Janaka ragas.
Correct.
Yaman, bhoop, malkons, these are the pillars of Indian classical music, and we are still in that moment to understand, okay, that's, अच्छा ये भी ऐसे भी हो सकता है यमन, अच्छा ऐसे भी हो सकता है malkons. We are still getting in that process. We are so small. We are not in that position to understand the gigantic personality of that universal ragas. So, of course, Guru is always there to guide you or meditate you that what not to be done and what should be done.
Absolutely. As they say, the first phrase, I am told, that appeared in the Vedic literature,
Yes.
Almost 4,000-5,000 years back, was this phrase called Nad Brahma, from where the world of music has emerged.
Perfect.
So probably when you are saying that even after singing Yaman Kalyan or Des for so many years, you're still scratching the surface.
Definitely.
It's the ocean of music that has to be explored by you. You are giving so much of joy to listeners like me and so many others. You have performed in Sawai Gandharva, you have performed in so many other places all across India. There's so much joy and happiness that you are giving to all of us through your music.
Yes.
I wonder, what has music given you? How has it impacted you or shaped you as a person?
When I was small, music is always there for me as a toy. Because I was playing with something else. I was not aware what is there. Whenever कहीं गलतियां हो तो भी माफ है, गलती ना हो तो भी माफ है, क्योंकि पता ही नहीं था.
I don't know that I don't know.
Yes. That's the situation. When you grow, you starts feel that yes, I'm involving in something else which which I like so much, and I cannot um, live without it. So that feeling, when it comes with you, start giving you in every level of your growing stage. So now I'm getting why music is in my life, or why I'm there for music, or music is for me, or I'm there for music.
Beautiful.
So it becomes my lifestyle, and it gives me the strength to think better, I can say. Means if I'm being as a human being, I'm not able to think properly, I always take help of my music.
Does it help you in making choices or decisions?
Definitely. And it always give you the positive choices.
Okay.
It always gives you the positivity, always give you the right decision making capacity. Or the person who is with music, he or she always tend to think a lot. Means through thought process, you always solve the situations.
Correct.
You don't think by brain, but you always go with your emotions. Means always, if you have observed, every musician is a very sentimental person. Means for musician, sentiments are a very necessary part to get into that room as a music. So music always there to solve you, to give you the right direction, to always there what not to do, what to do correctly, and always there as a mirror to you.
Yashaswi, with somebody like you, a conversation like this can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether I have done justice to as a host of this conversation, to be very honest, because I know for sure when there is music, there is no place for words.
Totally.
Talking should stop. This is a podcast where a conversation has to happen. With somebody like you, it could have been simply, recitations after recitations, but then the whole purpose is also to, just as you as a singer are trying to explore a rag,
Yeah.
through this little podcast episode that we have on our Wings podcast, the whole aim and attempt is also to explore the person, explore his or her world, inside world, outside world.
Yeah.
And you have given presented to us such a beautiful fabric of who Yashaswi Sirpotdar is. I am delighted, I am honored, I am privileged. I don't know how to say thank you.
My
Maybe thank you
pleasure
is
to
not
be
the
here.
right word, but maybe if I could request you to say, or request you to tell us how you felt about coming on this podcast. How has this conversation been for you? And maybe end with Rag Bhairavi.
Sure, definitely. It's been my pleasure to be with you as a conversation part of you, and I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation, talking with you on various types of different topics on music, and of course I'm doing it for the first time as a talkative music, and really means I'm going to listen myself after when it get finished. I'm going to listen myself, and I'm sure that I'm going to enjoy my thoughts. I'll sing the very popular Thumri, few lines of that word Thumri, Babul Mora.
Irsha.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for your time today, my dear listeners. This is your host, Milind Agnihotri, signing off. Goodbye, take care, and stay safe. This podcast is for general information purposes only and should not be considered as a piece of any professional advice. Views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of its guest. Creators of this podcast expressly disclaim any and all liability or responsibility for any direct or indirect, consequential or other damages arising out of any individual's use of this podcast. For feedback and suggestions, please write to wingsindia75@gmail.com. Thank you.